Yeah. What's good? This be the G Shah Cypha. You officially tune in to On the Grind Live, where we support anybody out there grinding in any capacity for any reason. And if they grinding, they're here to talk about it. Anything else is uncivilized. And you already know what I say when I say that. If you see me, you see dope people. I'm gonna say it one more time. If you see me, you see dope people. You see grinders. You see pushers. You see people that's out there doing what they got to do for whatever they got to do it for, and they already know it's bigger than them, so they got to take it to that next level. You know what I mean? And with
That's right.
that being said, I'm Shah Cypher, but I got somebody with me called Boss Greedy. What's good, my G?
What's good, my brother? What's good, man? Happy to be on the show, brother.
Definitely. Listen, man, I appreciate you taking the time out. You know, we're going to get into it because it ain't been too long since we talked on our radio station, Power 107.6, The Truth. Shout
All
out to
right.
everybody that's tuning in there. And I know y'all tuning in here, but I want to get down to real nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take it back. Might get a little sad for a second, but how has the loss of loved ones during the COVID-19 pandemic shaped your music and your mission as an artist?
Man, that was the most worst year of my life, brother, I must say, because I lost my grandmother due to that, and she was very dear to me. I lost aunts and uncles and everybody too, and my grandfather. I almost lost my mother too, you know what I mean? But
Rest
she
in peace
kicked
to them
it
all.
and
Yeah.
she came back, man. But what it did to me, it sent me on a spiral loop. You know what I mean? Just like I didn't know what direction I was going next. You know what I mean? What I was going to
Right.
do, how I was going to do it. And then I had to, I felt like my grandmother came. She actually did come to me in my dreams. She like, baby, you know what I'm saying? She basically was like telling me, your work ain't finished. I'm fine. I'm
Right.
okay. I'm okay where I'm at. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know,
Right. Right.
she's at peace now, and she said, just get up and just do what you do. And her and my mother always had this one thing. They say, get up and do the damn thing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
so, you know, I jump right back to it, man, because it feeds my soul. You know what I'm saying? It gives me that, you know what I'm saying? It's like therapy in a way. You know,
Right.
you express yourself through your music and express it with people to make other people feel good. So I
Right.
got
Right.
back to it and just started doing what I do, brother.
That's what it is. And you know, I mean, you definitely got back to it. And, you know, rest in peace to all the people that you lost. Shout out to your mom. She's still around, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, all that good stuff. Um, can you tell us more about the origins of Greedy Boy Records and how it is involved since its inception?
Oh man, Greedy Boy is based on a family and oriented company that I had built
Okay.
to just open up to people that has the same passion as me, and it allows them to express themselves through their music, and we can collab on things. And some people sometimes has that gift, but you have to, it takes two sometimes. You know what I mean? Another person
Right.
could show somebody a way to express themselves and open up. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
And stuff like that. So my company is based on, you know what I'm saying, we all eat, you know what I'm saying? We all here,
Right.
we in this together, we're gonna put together, we're gonna make it together. If one to make it, we all make it, you
Right.
know?
Right. It's definitely a team effort. You get what I'm saying? It's definitely shout out to the people in the back.
That was,
You know
that was
what I mean?
my grandbaby and my wife in there,
Yeah,
they
yo, shout out to the family. The family's definitely important. You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes.
I'm gonna put a note up on the screen because people out here tuning in. Greedy.
Greedy, you already know.
Yeah. You know, when listen, man, it's great to have, you know, the people in the background. It's always great to have supporters. It's great to understand what your legacy is. It's great to have businesses. So, you know what I mean, shout out to you for that. You know what I mean? Because regardless of whatever you go through, you're gonna keep pushing, you're gonna keep going. You
That's
get what
right.
I'm saying?
That's right.
Um, what role does your legacy play in your music, and how do you aim to honor those you've lost through your work?
I plan on my role in my label and the music that I do is to bring back that feel we used to feel back in the days when we was younger. It's when it was the 80s, the 90s, you know what I'm saying? That
Right,
kind of feel. You know, you could throw on uh uh um Frank Beverly Mays.
right,
You could throw on Before I Let Go. What people gonna do? They gonna vibe and they gonna dance to it.
Right,
So
right,
that's the
right.
energy I want to bring back, and that's what my persona of me as a music artist and as a label to do. To bring that R&B back, to bring that music that related to life experiences that we have been through in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know as I fully answer your question. There was another question on top of another question.
No, no, no. But you know what though? You answered it. You know what I mean? It answered the way it resonated with you was the way you were supposed to answer it. You get
Correct.
what I'm saying? So I'm not even worried about it. We're gonna get to the party of the year. We're
Yes,
gonna get to that. You know what I'm
yes, indeed.
saying? We
Yes,
gonna
indeed.
get to that, you know what I mean? So um your music blends old school influences with contemporary sound. So how do you balance these elements to create something unique?
Oh man, I balance it with what we have today. You know, we got the hip hop sides, and then we used to have the old school balance. So I
Right,
balance it by merging both of them together.
right,
With a simple type beat here, simple type beat here, and bring a little Jamaican feel in there too.
right,
You know
right,
what I mean?
right, right,
And just to
right.
give you that, hey, you know what I'm saying? But you
Yeah,
still, you know, you still gonna vibe either way through the whole song, even though it's a nice switch up in there. But I merged that together. I'm merging what we had and I'm merging what we have now without the negative influences of I'm trapping all the time, you know what I mean?
right,
Do
right,
this, do this. Don't get it wrong. I was raised up a Tupac Scarface fan, you know, Busta Rhyme and everything. And
right, right,
Busta, salute to him, man. That's one of the heavy hitters out there, you know.
right, right, right,
And
right.
but like I say, you could take them sounds and you could blend them sounds together and take that aspiration of what that sound was and the meaning of what them songs was and what the meaning of this beat was and what it stood for. You could combine that too and create something totally different and new on a
Yeah.
southern type feel, you know?
Yeah, and I like that because especially the switch. When they did the switch, you couldn't really tell there was a switch. I mean, you obviously can, the beat
Yeah,
change, but the
yeah,
sonicness, the blended, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a DJ was in there and they
yeah, man.
slid that in there and the artist came in there and did his thing, you know what I'm saying? So, it was dope for that song to do that and it gave that it gave that house party feel. It gave that block party feel. You know what I'm saying? It gave old school, new school. I think it's one of those songs that'll resonate anywhere.
Yeah.
Like Will Smith, when you play that summertime, you already know.
Ooh,
You know what I'm saying? When you play
yeah,
that, it don't matter what time of year it is. I mean, it's really specific to summertime, but when you hear it,
yeah.
you're like, yo, it's still a classic. You get what
It's
I'm
still
saying?
a
So
classic. It lives on forever, brother. It
right,
lives
right.
on
And that's the
forever.
type of music you wanna, you know what I mean? Like that's the type of music you want to have, you know what I mean, that timeless type music. And speaking of timeless,
Mhm.
um I'm gonna get back. I want to talk directly about party of the year, you know what I'm saying? So can
Okay.
you share the story behind your song and what it represents for you personally and artistically? You mentioned a little bit in the last
Yeah.
question, but I wanted you to dig deeper this time.
All right, dig a little deeper on it, man. As you proceed to walk through the earth, walk through this world, and view
Right.
the world through your eyes, because you know what I'm saying. I always had this one saying: I'm in the inside looking out, when y'all on the outside looking in.
Facts.
So y'all will see more about me than I see about myself, but I'll see more about the world because I'm in the inside looking out to the world.
Right, 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 right.
So I see how the world was just transitioning into this whole turmoil thing, and then with music, family, friends, sisters, and brothers, it was a lot of I seen a lot of turning on each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know,
Right.
just like it's always something, and it's something that small that'll turn into something big, and then even when you even try to have family functions, reunions and stuff, and they just built on that mentality and they don't get along and all this and blah, blah, blah. So what kind of made me create something that's gonna vibe out, you know what I mean? I just, party of the year, and what helped me came with that, party of the year is something of me celebrating of us as a people, as a world, getting back to reality from where we just came from.
Right.
Because we done lost a lot of people across this world, man.
Right.
Through
Right.
the pandemic and the recessions and all this stuff that goes on, you know what I'm saying, in politics and all that. It's just so much. Every time you flick on the TV and turn on the news, it's always something like, oh man, dang, that's sad,
Right.
that's sad. You know what I'm saying? So for us to make it through all that we've been through, I call this year the year of 24 karat gold.
Yeah.
Why? Because we overcame something that hit us so major
Mhm.
and out the blue, and we still here, we still standing, we still got people that's being strong, and trying to go on with their life due to the fact we lost a lot of people, you know.
Yeah.
And so party of the year is something I wanted to say, you know, I want to unite family, friends, brothers and sisters. And you know, when we're in the same atmosphere, in the same area, you know, when that hit, boom, are you ready? And when you hear that, boom, come on, let's party tonight. Let's not worry about what we've been through here. Not worry about what we did in the past. The past need to stay in the past. We need to focus on the future and doing right by each other.
You talk about influences like Tupac and Scarface, Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
In some way, I know that their music has influenced yours.
Yes.
And maybe you put a little feel of their music in yours, but how do you feel like you diverge from their style and really develop your sound?
How diverse from that? I mean, you gotta look at Pop. Pop made some nice songs, but Pop told the truth.
Right.
He spoke truth and fact. You
Right.
know what I mean? And a lot of people, I mean, some of the songs, you know what I'm saying, hit him up and stuff like that. You know, he just being who he is because he was a man that, first of all, and a man with a man gonna protect himself.
Right.
By any means. But his music was an eye opener. Should have been an eye opener for everybody.
Right.
To see what we're going on. So that, I mean, they influenced me to just be better and gifted it enough to speak my truth, to share my energy, and hope that people gravitate to it and do the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Pac's song across the whole world has changed a lot of people's lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's definitely a fact. You know what I mean? That's definitely a fact. What challenges have you faced as an independent artist, and how have you overcome them to continue growing your career?
Challenges I have faces, man. It comes to finance, it comes to travel, just getting out there, you know, or you know, believing in what somebody's doing and joining that show when it was all about just making money and nothing comes out of it. So I was just to the point, you know what? And you know, I was putting on around my city for a while, and I was really putting on around here, but I just noticed how things move around here, and I just figured, I said, you know what? I got to go outside my box.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to go outside the box. So I started traveling to different states, man, joining in shows that was actually beneficial. You know, and my first show was with TC. You know, TC, you know, I won that show. And then from there, man, I done started going state to state, win the shows here, boom. And I end up coming down on a distribution deal. And so those are things I have facing and dealing with the criticism and, you know, people hating on each other and I guess hating on the style of music and energy that I bring. And then, you know, it makes you be like, oh, I put all my energy in here, I'm bringing feel good stuff, and then people feel some kind of way because I'm putting on harder for them, and you know what I'm saying, harder than them. Like, why I keep doing it? But you know what? I say I'm not worried about it because if they ain't no haters, I ain't doing my job.
No, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't have nobody hating, you know, then it's really part of the territory, part of the process.
Yes, it is.
You get what I'm saying? Like somebody that's miserable about what they got going on is looking at you like, man, look at this, you know what I mean? And then start wilding out, you know, and all that. But you know what? At the end of the day, the people who support you and the people who love you, that's who you stick with anyway, and that's who you're doing the music for. You know what I'm saying? Those other people, sometimes they might come around the corner. You know what I'm saying? If they know better, they come around the corner. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Yes.
How important is collaboration in your music creation process? Like, do you look at specific collaborators? I know you talked about a specific producer that you work with. Yes. So, but like, you know, dig into that. Like, how important is that relationship? And do you plan on, you know, kind of expanding outside of that in-house type of situation you have?
Yes, I plan on expanding outside of that. And as far as collabing and stuff like that, I'm always willing to collab with anybody and help them critique their sound. And they can also help me critique my sounds on different levels and stuff like that. You know, like I say, you never get too old to learn something new from somebody. And, you know, that person could never be too young to understand, you know what I'm saying, the old school feel way to the new school, you know what I'm saying? So I have no problem collabing, and now that had actually worked with me, man. I did a lot of sessions with different producers and stuff like that, and it sounded good, but it wasn't there all the way there where I wanted to be. But I ended up bumping it to my brother. I call him my brother to this day, my brother from another mother, which is QDH. I bumped into him, man, and he got me right off the bat, man. I mean, music wise, sound, quality, you know what I'm saying? And we just got that energy that we could sit there and we could teach something together and we'd be like, boom, we'd be on the same page. And not just him, you know, I got Doc Mayhem on my team. I got Ruger Red on my team. I got Baby E on my team, which is my daughter. She's an R&B singer. So
Right, right.
she got a couple songs out right now, but right now she got to handle her business as a mother. So,
Yeah.
but with they collab, you know, they are Doc Mayhem is, to me, it's like another Tupac,
Right.
but in another form, because his lyrics, preaching it's on the same wave of Tupac. You know, he talking about,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, peace, love, getting along, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And and all the people I just named, man, our collaboration, man, is so unique, man. It's amazing. Like I did an old school song that I pulled back, and I put all three of them on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I created, you know, me and QA sat down, create the sound and everything, the hook and everything, boom. And I said, I want this order, this order, this order. And they jumped on it and they took it. And when I say that song tough, that song tough. Yeah, they heard that, but if you go to my Spotify, that's on there.
Definitely. This is a question that I heard one of my other podcast friends, brothers, ask one of their guests, and I was like, you know what, I might ask that as well. So I'm gonna ask this question to you.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you living or you surviving?
That's a good question, man. That's a good question. But you know what, man? I wake up in the morning and just try to live my best life, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm living. You know, I take it day by day, and I just keep doing and being who I am, and get up and get to the grind and just keep doing what I love. You know what I mean? Yes, right. I got to work the 9 to 5 to keep, you know, to make ends meet and not live in my purpose, but I'm living my purpose and taking care of my business. But I'm hoping the purpose that I always, you know, what I believe in, which is my music, my passion. You know what I mean? I hope that'll take off. So
yeah, I mean, you definitely living. I can definitely understand that. There was a point in my life where I felt like I was surviving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just trying to get through the day. You know what I mean? Like, man, I'm just trying to get through the day. I needed to get to Friday. What's good? You know what I'm saying? So I can definitely hear you. I definitely hear you there. Now, you know, in your city, you know, you decided to travel with multiple locations and really expand the introduction of your music to people outside of your city. So for any artist that is trying to do the same, maybe come to you and get some advice on how to do that, like, or what they should do before they really dig in, because this is an expensive market. Like, what would what would you tell them?
What I would tell them, man, you know, I mean, take your time, decide what you want to do, set your budget, get out there, do your grind. You know what I'm saying? Like that budget, the budget is the most important thing. Budget,
right,
and stuff and all that. I mean, because it's cost. It costs, man. But I say just be focused on the goal at hand. You know what I mean? You don't want to overexert yourself. Do your diligence. Take care of what you need to take care. And then every time you get a little piece of money, or go out there and create something new to make you some money. You know what I'm saying? Take that money and set it to the side, certain percentage. And once you get that situated and got that to the side, set you up some studio session, bro, and focus on a song that you know that's gonna not take off, but that you feel that you're comfortable with, submit to the public. So just take your time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know you can't. I always learn you can't. You could be great at what you do, but you can't rush greatness.
Right. You can't really rush the greatness. You can't skip the process. You get what I'm saying? You got to go through the struggle in order to get past the, you know, you if it was all given to you, you wouldn't respect it as much. You get what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't respect it at all. Like, man, I can get this. Anybody's just gonna give it to me. Nah. You had to put that blood, sweat, and tears in there. You had to sacrifice and give up and lose and things like that. By the time you get there, they might think you overnight, but you've been working at it 10, 15 years. You get what I'm saying? So long process for, you know what I mean, for a successful dream. What else you trying to dive into, man? I think it's a little acting and a couple things that you want to do, but tell the world, you know what I mean, because we gonna re-air this. So, you know what I mean, let people know you know, what else is Boss Greedy looking to get into?
Man, I'm looking to get into acting right now. I'll be starring in the movie as a lead detective in the movie right now. And
Yeah.
I have done some acting in my past years before, like Joanna Man, Black Knight, Dawson Creek. That's when I met Ozzy Osbourne's son, and
Okay.
we had a good conversation up here in Duke College, and
Yep.
I enjoyed that. So, but I set that down for a while. Like you say, you got to go through life, you got to work and do this, and you probably can't focus on what you want to do. You got to do this to get ahead, like what I'm saying, like you say, survive. But
Right.
I'm looking to do that. So I'm gonna be in a movie, and I'm looking to start up a podcast that's called We in the Bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to talk
Yeah.
about how we in the bag and how you getting into the bag and to be successful. So talk about what are your steps to get into the bag? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's going to be dope. Definitely do
Yeah,
that, because there's a lot of people out there that got a formula to where they get into, and depending on where they are in that formula, in that bracket, in that
yeah,
stage, you
yeah.
can learn something from it. Like, man, I didn't even think about that. It could be something that's a little tweak to what you're doing.
That's
You
right.
get what I'm saying? Like, man, I didn't even think about it that way. Let me just shift a little bit, and all of a sudden, you're taking off, especially with social media. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? If you figure out how to crack the code, it's a wrap. You know what I
you
mean?
definitely got to get
So,
that artist development too, man. You got to
like,
be ready.
but you know what though? Artist development is something that's lacking. They need to
Yeah,
bring that back. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, if you're gonna put an artist out there with 10 million, 10 million followers, and a song that just went go on social
yeah,
media, you
yeah,
gotta prepare them for everything else that's gonna
yeah.
come with it. You get what I'm saying? So it's definitely, this is why, another reasons why, I built the whole grind series, Grind Work Enterprises, On the Grind Live, Power 107, is
I like it.
because I'm trying to bring the people to something that's really going to not only teach them but really promote them, push them. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's the goal. So I know you look ahead and do things like that yourself, especially being able to really tap into different types of music and different types of fan bases and emotions, especially with music. But
Mhm.
looking ahead, like, um how do you plan on continuing to evolve, whether it's personally or musically?
Oh man, how I plan? I'm gonna just keep creating the feel good music that I create, and
Right.
I'll critique that. But at the same time, I'm building the empire off of this.
Right.
I mean, this is not just going to be this step. You know what I mean? There's an empire that I'm bringing right behind that. You know what I mean? And
Right.
stuff. And I want to be able to, what I'm saying, uh, uh, you know, to offer my service to people to get them on. You know what I'm saying? So, like
Right.
I say, as a label, as Greedy Boy Records, Greedy Boy the label, we outside. Ooh, man, it's going to pop off, man. And I can see
Yeah.
it from building merch. You know what I'm saying? I'm building my merch, building my brand. I'm building
Right.
other things that's going to keep this going. You know what I mean? And just being myself and just sharing it with the world.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? And that's what's good about, you know, music these days. If you got artists that be themselves,
Yeah.
that's the story that people are interested in, because they,
Right.
they never heard your story.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So when you start to imitate people, well, I already heard that story. I know how that start, how
Right.
it goes, and how it's probably going to end. I want to listen to your story. You know what I mean? To kind of get
Right.
into, you know what I mean? So I feel you on that. Listen, man, tell the people how they can get to you, social media, all that good stuff.
And you can reach me on social media, Facebook, Boss Greedy. You can reach me on Instagram at Greedy Boy the Label, aka Boss Greedy. You can reach me on Spotify. Everything is up under Boss Greedy, Boss Greedy, Boss Greedy, and you can look
Yeah.
it up. Even on Twitter. You know what I mean? Like I say, I'm
Right.
on Apple, YouTube, iTunes. You could just find me anywhere, man. I'm all over the place, man. Even on the
Yeah.
radio stations.
Well, listen, man, and I appreciate you tuning in with us, taking that time out. You know
Appreciate
what I mean? This is the second time we pulled up. I
it.
look forward to future pull-ups, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then as I develop into this thing, hopefully I can get in your area, or you get, you travel to my area, and we can do this live. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So, but again, I appreciate you, taking the time out. Any last shout outs you want to give to the people?
And I want to give a shout out to my family. I love my family, first of all. They are my biggest supporter. You know what I'm saying? My sister, brother, my wife, my kids, everybody, you name it. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. Even the supporters out there in my city, I want to say thank you for y'all support. I love y'all. Hey, I'm in the contest for the next big hit maker with Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
And I'm in
Okay.
the semifinals now.
That's
So
what's up.
and to be mentored by Busta Rhymes to do a live show in Austin, Texas, and to win $10,000. So if y'all can't tap in, go vote for me on the next American Next Top Hit Maker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And vote for me. So I was on that. But shout out to everybody that enjoy my music. And if you listen to my music and you was like, that's a nice song, I want to say thank y'all.
Okay, cool. If you got a flyer for that, you know what I mean, send it through the Power 107 or On the Grind Live Instagrams. I'll repost it. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll put it in the story and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So try to support you in that shape or form. You know what I mean? This is what we about. You grinding, let me help you grind even further. You know what I mean? So keep doing your thing, take it to the next level, and we'll talk to you soon.